All right, this video is going to cover plank and a little bit of Chaturanga as well. And the way I teach this is very strength-based. And I want you to pay attention to what you're doing here. And if you haven't really done this kind of thing before, taking long static holds, holding a lot of tension in your body, you're going to want to work with a teacher or some sort of spotter, somebody to look at what you're doing, or at least record yourself so you can see what you're doing. Because a lot of times, the things that you miss in a shape like this seem so basic that they're very hard to dial into on your own without some sort of external feedback. So just keep that in mind. Now, coming into basic plank, hands about shoulder width distance apart, the palm's going to be down. And keep in mind, if you have trouble flattening your hands, like if this is a lot of stress on your wrist, you can always rotate your fingers out to the sides a bit here, maybe with the index finger forward, maybe a little bit further. But go ahead and relieve some stress on the wrist if you need to. Now, I'm going to go from all fours to that full plank. So I'm going to press my hands, keep my shoulders to the wrist, the arms stay straight. Press your spine toward the ceiling. So when you do this, keep in mind, you don't want to be passive between the shoulders. You're not letting your chest just sink down. You don't want to feel any sort of shrugging in your shoulders here. You want to feel that pressing, so the spine's pressing up. The spine should be higher than your shoulder blades are. You're going to step your feet back, and you can keep the feet about hips width distance apart or so. Stay on your toes, and really press down. Grip the floor with your fingers, and stay long. So rather than just letting your head go forward or letting your head hang down, which is another thing that people usually do, extend the top of your head forward. Now keep in mind, you want to keep your spine nice and long. Your spine extends all the way through your neck. Your neck is perched, or your head is perched at the top of your neck. So keep that extension through the top of your head and hold on to the shape. If you're trying to hold on to this for time, keep your belly pulled in. So you're not just letting everything sag down, keep in mind. You shouldn't be arcing toward the floor, but pull in, keep the ribs pulled in, keep that tension in your belly, and keep everything nice and long. If you want more tension here, press in your hands, try to pull them toward your feet, press into the feet, try to drag them toward your hands, and you can just hold this shape for time. Now, when you come into Chaturanga, you want to hold all that tension through the length of your body, so you're not going to drop your hips at all. And what I recommend is concentrate on making this very much a strength-based motion. So as you press in your hands, just keep your gaze down, maybe a little bit forward, and then press from your toes, let your shoulders shift forward, and then bend the elbows. So if you look at my forearms, I'm going to stay vertical as my elbows bend. And as I come down, I'm just coming halfway down with my elbows pulled into my sides. And this is your Chaturanga shape, keep in mind. This is very stressful to hold. You have to keep a lot of bracing here. You can always press this back up to plank. And if you take it through the full transition, I do recommend just dialing into this so you get the strength benefits of the movement rather than just make it some flowy shape that barely registers. So again, I'm going to press on my toes, bring the shoulders forward as my elbows bend, come halfway down, and then I always flip my feet, straighten my arms, I'm an upward facing dog, and then you can pull back up to downward facing dog. And just keep in mind, it takes a little bit of time to build that strength. And if this feels like too much on your hands, a good way to sort of scale back on this is to elevate the hands. And you may find it helps to do it with one block, or maybe two. And I would recommend doing this on your own because a lot of times trying to do this in a class isn't going to be all that practical. You got so many props to move around. In a vinyasa class, the movement tends to be very fast. So just keep in mind, you can always just stay in plank and hold that. You don't have to lower to your Chaturanga if you need to build more strength to hold on to that and you're not keeping it under control when the flow is moving on. And there's a bunch of ways to kind of play around with that as well. But if you want to build more strength to actually hold on to this shape, then I recommend elevating your hands so the feet are going to be lower. And with your body at more of an angle here, where the upper body is higher than the lower body, you're going to take less weight on the upper body and it makes the shape a little bit more manageable. And this is one good way to practice this here that I do recommend. And sometimes you can put your knees on the floor in plank. This is actually going to be a little bit more effective because it forces you to keep that engagement through the length of your body. So you're actually keeping your core engaged the whole time and keep your body in that line. But you're taking weight in your hands, but not so much as if you were on the floor. And if you want to make that even harder, I mean, basically say you could see about moving from plank up toward a handstand where the lower body comes up higher than the upper body. So this is the reverse of that. So I'm going to put my hands on the blocks and step my feet back. Now this already feels less stressful, and you want to find your shapes that can be on your toes, pressing your hands, and again, fingertips can be forward, you can rotate to the sides if you need to. And just hold on to this, press your spine up high, reach forward through the crown of your head, look forward just a little bit, you're not just dropping your head down, stay long through your neck as well as the rest of your spine, keep your belly pulled in. And if you want to feel this out toward Chaturanga, again, press through your toes, and then let your shoulders go forward as your elbows bend, and just take this down halfway. And you just want to bring the shoulders close to elbow level, everything just basically in line with the elbows pulled in. And then you can always bring this back up to straight. You can even bring this up higher. And if you're just starting to build strength in your upper body, a lot of times it helps to bring it up higher still, where maybe you're putting your hands on two chairs, you can set the blockers on tops of chairs. You can back off from this quite a bit. And it's really, that plank shape is just about holding tension and keeping that line through the length of your body. And anyway, I hope this helps. Thank you.